All right, calling this meeting of the Carver COA Board of Directors meeting in order at 5 a.m.
5 p.m.
5 p.m. I wish it was 5 a.m. This meeting is being cable cast by Area 58 Community Access Media, Channel 15, and will be posted by Area 58 on YouTube as soon as possible. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good. All right. Take my glasses off so I can actually read. And first up, public comment. Anyone? Everyone? Seeing no one approaching the table, we will move on. Being that this is election time, the election is Saturday, and I do urge everybody to go out and vote for your favorite candidate, and good luck to all the candidates on the ballot. It's a traditional time when we reorganize the board. So I will first take here any nominations for chair.
I'll make a nomination to nominate Alan Dunham as chair again for this lovely board.
And I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other motions for nominations? Hearing none. All those in favor of Alan Dunham being chairman of the COA Board of Directors for another year, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. It's unanimous.
Say it loud.
Yeah.
Say it proud. All right.
Okay. Now take nominations. Oh, by the way, thank you for that encouraging support. Excuse me.
Thank you.
Take nominations for vice chair.
I will make the motion to appoint Donna Ferrand as vice chair.
Yeah, I second. She
Okay,
wants it.
Donna Brand nominated second. Any other nominations? Hearing none. All those in favor of Donna Ferrand becoming vice chair for the next year, please signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? Unanimous. And finally, motion to appoint, select a secretary for the COA Board of Directors. Open the nominations up. Can I hear a nomination?
I nominate Helen Marone.
I
for
second
secretary.
that. Any other nominations? Hearing none. All those in favor of Helen Marone being secretary of the COA Board of Directors, please signify by saying aye.
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 Yay, yay, yay.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Helen Marone is elected as chair of the COA Board of Directors for another year. Thank you both. Thank you for serving.
You should be a radio announcer.
I should. Be a good way to supplement my non-income now. All right, next up, the spring tea update. Mary.
Well, we're coming right along with this. We've discussed our sandwiches. We've discussed everything. I've picked up most of the items. I'm in the process of putting together the door prize and some other little things for it. So I think that's what it is. And then Connie will put out for what is it? Registrations. So we know
And
how many.
when's the date?
The 31st, it's Friday, May 31st.
Okay.
It is just now been posted in the newsletter that was emailed. The printed newsletter is going out most likely tomorrow, so everyone should get it close to the first of the month, if not earlier. And so hopefully start hearing the feedback and registrations come from that.
So that's a Friday, I believe, so that's the day after our next meeting.
It would be, yes.
Oh.
Yay. Very good. Thank you, Mary, for that other work you're putting in, and Connie for helping. Appreciate that. All right, we have no Donna, so there'll be no update on the spaghetti dinner. I was hoping she'd be here to give a recap of the dementia friend.
I think she's in, I think she's away.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next on tap, and we have to move this along because Mary has to leave at 5:30, and plus we have the Finance Committee going to be in here at 7. So if we want to take a sneak peek at the FY25 budget. All right, next up, a preliminary discussion, and I stress the word preliminary, development of a COA core of values. Now, Connie was nice enough to give us a handout on how to develop and use core values. So I just want to hit a couple of the highlights on here. There are 5 guiding principles to core values. There's no one right way to go about coming up with these. They should guide and ground. Core values serve as both a foundation of how you approach your work and your relationships. They should represent who we are or what we want to be at our best. They should try to set you apart. They should also define what you are as an organization and how, and in our case, how we support the COA and help, us try to be a better board, but also help Connie and the COA be a better COA. They should be defined. You try to stay away from vagueness, because if you start being vague, then it's sort of like, well, what does that mean? And I won't go into politics, but yeah, you know where I'm getting at. They should advance equity, inclusion, and belonging. I would stress the belonging part. I'm not real sure if I'm like the phraseology of the first 2 parts, but again, we'll leave that as it is. But we should make sure that we include all the seniors. I do think that's important. Oh my gosh. We want to make sure we're embedding core values in the day-to-day work. That's more, I would think, for how we could help the COA to embed the core values in their day-to-day work, especially since we don't meet day-to-day. And then she includes some sample core values from a senior care center. Dignity. Dignity is the way in which people are physically treated or handled. I would say not only physically, but mentally in that. Because, you can treat somebody well physically, but be a complete horse's patoot if you're, not keeping track and respecting mental abilities and whatnot. Integrity. You always want to do the right thing, not just when people are looking or if you're being inspected. You want to make sure you're doing the right thing every time. Compassion, especially when we're dealing with the senior community. I think it's important for us and the COA to make sure that they are showing empathy and compassion with everybody that walks through that door. And advocacy, ensuring that people have their voice heard on issues that are important to them, which is why we always include a public comment period at the very beginning of our meeting, so we can be aware, because it's important not only for Connie and the COA to be aware of what's on the seniors' mind, what they would like to see. Not that we can always afford to do it, but we have to be we want to be a advocate for the seniors themselves. I'm curious, Connie, why you've included the difference between mission and vision statements when we're talking core.
Because they should relate, and I was going to say our vision statement is included on, you all should have a copy of the newsletter. We have the mission statement at the bottom of our newsletter on the front page. The mission of the Carver Council on Aging is to identify the needs, interests, and concerns of Carver's senior community, and in response, develop and implement programs and services that address these. The goal of these endeavors is for the senior community to maintain their independent lifestyle with dignity while enriching their quality of life.
Okay.
So many aspects of that relate to the core values in a lot of ways. So I think there's a complement, yet they are distinctly separate. And I think that was the point of, even because the mission and vision sometimes sounds the same, and core values is that third element that they all support each other.
Sort of like a three-legged stool.
Exactly, yep. And you have to have all three in order to make it work.
Okay, since this is the first time any of you have seen this and hearing about this, I would, homework assignment time. I seriously would like everybody to go ahead and think on this over the next month, and we will add this to start and actually start the discussion on our May 30th meeting. I have no inkling that we will complete that task at that meeting. I could foresee this being a 2 or 3 meeting goal, maybe even longer. So, but we have to start somewhere. But I don't like starting something that's hitting you cold. I don't think that's quite fair, and the air conditioning's not that bad in here, so. So, Connie, remind me that will be one of our topics for the May 30th meeting. Are you okay with this?
Yeah, no, that sounds great. That's what I figured. You need it to like look this over and actually kind of get some insights over what we already have and maybe views on what we can add and expand on. And also, and particularly in this meeting where we have some missing members, want to get everybody's input.
Do we have any core values yet?
No, that was.
Okay, so we're starting from scratch.
Exactly.
Which really makes it hard, so.
Yeah, it is actually.
Well, we have the mission statement, right?
Yes,
Okay.
but we have to develop the core values that we're on. So go home, meditate on it, sit back with your favorite beverage, whatever that may be. If you're Helen, go ahead and hum along like she's doing yoga or something. All right, now, board members' email access. This was something that was I've heard through the grapevine that, and I apologize, I did not get a chance to talk to the acting town administrator about this. But apparently, if you guys have tried to get into email, to your town email account, it ain't there anymore.
Yeah,
And apparently only
that's why you're not getting any of my emails.
Okay.
apparently the only one that gets one now is the chairman, and I refuse to use the town email because it's,
It's horrible.
thank you.
You're welcome.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah,
Sorry.
pretty bad.
So why is that happening?
Well, I don't know. And Connie, have you heard anything through the grapevine?
I do know that there is a cost to the amount of people that are on that, and that was a concern because it's above and beyond what was anticipated. I believe it was expected that only the chair of certain committees and boards were going to have the town email. So none of this was spoken to me directly, it's just what I've heard, the discussion in general. So I do know
And
that's a
that's
factor.
my problem.
Yeah.
The fact that it just, poof,
Take it out
disappeared.
Without
You know,
thinking it
without
through.
any prior
I had no
knowledge,
knowledge
without
of that.
even a heads up saying,
thinking
a
it
phone
through.
call. Hey, Alan, you're going to, and I don't know, I might not even have email.
Because my initial concern is I'm not using personal email based on all the open meeting laws and all that neat stuff. I am not using my personal email, and so how are we going to distribute all of the, what we?
Once a month meetings.
So we're back to spending money on paper instead,
And not having it beforehand to review.
Correct.
I liked having it
because,
to
yeah.
review beforehand, like the agenda and the.
So like I say, I'm with Helen. I would strongly urge nobody on the board to ever use their private email account for anything to do with town business, because that is, once you get into record requests
They
and
can
things like
pull you.
that just goes down a hill real fast. So I will, I hope, talk to the acting town administrator. I might swing by tomorrow morning, or if not, at least next week. Or definitely Saturday, I'll be talking to the chairman of the select board, since I'll be standing next to that individual,
The election.
Yes. I will be
and
too.
find out what's going on, so. Add a note, next meeting, me to provide an update on that.
And Alan, just so.
Yes, I'm Ellen.
Thank you. Just so we're all clear, nobody's going to be getting draft minutes from me at this
Right.
point.
I was
because-
wondering why,
Well,
because
oh,
they
it's-
always did come through, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, okay, understandable.
Yep.
Yeah, but we weren't told, so I'm,
Like I
I
said,
only found out when I was trying to get in to do my test, I had
Yeah.
to do just the acknowledgement,
Oh, yeah.
and I couldn't get in and I called.
but so
And that's
now-
when I
yeah.
found out, and they had to send me the link to my personal email so I could get in and do it.
nope.
I would
they
have
want
thought
me to
one
do
final
anything-
email would have been helpful to say, this is your last email, because we're going to be closing your
But
account.
just communication.
Well,
Well,
they
the
mean,
other
like,
thing
there
is
was-
if
Hands
they-
off such and such a
If
date.
they want us to do, annual equity training or whatever, I'm sorry, you don't call me on the phone, give me a link, I ain't,
Right.
I-
So when did they take this away? Just,
fairly
while
recently.
ago.
Because
No,
when I
No,
did
it was
the,
probably like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's recent.
okay.
That's-
You're
'Cause when I
talking,
did the
you're
board-
talking town, anything within the last 5 months is recent.
Because when I did the minutes in January, I sent them all
I-
to you, and I think it came through. Did it
Yeah,
not?
we'll talk about that when you get to minutes, because, yeah.
Okay.
I got this, and I have minutes, I sent you guys minutes for January 25th, because I took what you had sent.
Mhm.
But I should have got it because I said there's no reason why,
I agree.
Oh,
yeah, that's, but
I
my.
agree.
Okay, anyway,
Through the chair, on this topic, could I just ask a question?
sure.
If we're talking about records requests, I have a town email that is, as an employee.
I'm
that
sorry.
The communication with anyone else that's now going to use their own email of some sort. So there's no communication to me in any form from the board, other than you, if you're using it, that I would be able to get.
Just my Wednesday visits, a week and a half before
Okay, no, I just
the
confirmed,
meeting.
because, of course, my account is active and
Right.
open, but no one would.
You
be-
can send to people, but I would not even suggest you
No,
do
because that links me, that's what I was going to say, it links me to a private
Right.
account if I send
I,
something.
I would ask you to refrain from that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Until this is squared away,
okay.
no, I'm not gonna put
I
any.
just want to make sure,
I'm
because I
not gonna
realize I'm still
put-
active and I don't want to mess that up.
As chair, I am not gonna subject any member of the
Okay.
board to something like this.
To the
I'm
chair,
Putting my
We've been
brother
through it.
aside 9.5 feet
We've been
down.
through it.
yeah,
Yeah.
to the chair, what they told me
Pardon?
was to open a new private email account and just use that.
Nope,
That's what they told me.
yeah, well,
Ain't happening.
no. All right, I think we beat that one to death. Yay, team. Next up is director's report.
Okay.
You're up, Ms. Coney.
All right, trying to make this quick. I have a lot of the statistics up front. I'll just highlight a couple of them. The GATRA trips are up again this month. We still have a few more days on the schedule, but based on what was on the schedule, we're at 788 trips. The meals are also up. Also, we have an addition to our home-delivered meals, and we still have congregate meals yet to happen, but they're going to total somewhere around 1,228 for the month, which is up, about probably like 100 plus over last month. The daily attendance for the month, up until this point, was averaging 45 seniors in attendance on a daily, that's a daily attendance average. And and Helen, I was going to point this out because we had that question about duplicated versus unduplicated.
Yes.
This explains that. So the average on throughout the month was 45 seniors in attendance. Why it says duplicated is that some people may attend every day of the week, and other people may only attend a few days. So we're saying that some seniors are there, and so it's saying on average, 45 people are showing up per day. The unduplicated seniors, it clarifies the fact that through the month of April, 113 individual seniors attended the COA. So that tells you that from
Thank you.
that. So I think that's a little clearer to be able to see it in that form.
Thank
So I just
you.
wanted to make sure I could explain that. My senior center registrations Total to date are now up to 459. We emailed out 692 and physically will be mailing 802 of the newsletters for May in the next day or so. And we still distribute about 350 throughout the community. Just wanted to note for wrapping up in April was the tax aid through AARP. Ed O'Connor, who coordinates that with his volunteers, were able to help 96 people with their taxes this year. We added a day because the holiday of Monday, April 15th, the COA was technically closed, but I opened it up because AARP, the tax aid volunteers offered to do that extra day because it gave us one more day to help the seniors get their taxes done. So that was very beneficial. We had a great showing for the pastel painting workshop that was sponsored by the Carver Cultural Council. We had 18, which was the full capacity that could be offered for this event, and everyone was really pleased with their results. The GATRA day trip that occurred this month was to Newport. It was a little twist on a tour where the driver had ordered an audio version of a tour that she could follow as she drove along, and it commented on the mansions and other sites within the community. I thought that was a nice idea. 2 trips per month will be going starting in May, and I'll follow up with that. The Friends had a Cupcake Charlie's fundraiser to raise funds, and that was a great success, and the cupcakes are coming next week. That's good news. We had a great presentation by Nancy Franks, who does what she calls frankly speaking presentations. This one was on the Titanic and the ties to Massachusetts. Very fascinating, the stories of local individuals and families. I had no idea how many people from this area were on board. Some survived, some did not. And she had all the researched history on it that was very interesting.
It was fascinating.
Yeah, it really
It was
was.
fascinating.
And she presents such a great program. It's very engaging. And we're due to have the Friends are actually sponsoring these events with Nancy, and we have 2 more upcoming, yet to be scheduled. White House Dogs and National Parks. So those will be coming in the future. And in this particular event, because it was about Titanic, later in the same week, we showed the movie Titanic, which was an interesting way to have that sort of follow-up because it really put it into certain perspective. We did have a presentation on the Dementia Friends information session that Donna Ferran provided along with Stacy Bavera, I think is her name, with Old Colony Elder Services. And it was very insightful information on how members of the community that we can be supportive and understanding of dementia and ways we can be helpful to make our community be dementia-friendly. I'm sure when Donna is going to be able to be here that she can explain it in more detail. We just recently had the Bloom bus trip to Blythe Wold Mansion in Bristol, Rhode Island, and we had 41 seniors that went on the trip. The Friends sponsored this trip by providing a significant discount for it, which made it a lot more affordable for everybody. And Mary was in attendance on that, and it was a wonderful weather day, a little cool, but I think everyone really had a good time, and the feedback I heard was very good. Just yesterday, we had a Mass Audubon Birds of Prey program, and the representatives came down from the Blue Hills Trailside Museum with live birds. They had a kestrel as well as a barn owl to present, along with the really interesting PowerPoint program about what's the distinction between birds of prey and other birds. Very interesting, a lot of information that I think we didn't know before. For May, I've attached the new newsletter. I had to print it out because it was just coming off from the printer later today, and I did not receive it, but just give you some of the information. It has been emailed. It will be posted on the town website, be putting it on Facebook, and getting it out there to be distributed. We do have some, I'll just highlight some of the information that's in it. There is a notice that our chair yoga will be on hiatus for the month of May. but we will be starting up with a new instructor in June. I did want to wish special thanks and best wishes to our yoga instructor, our current instructor, Mary Ellen Wilson, for her years of dedication and her generosity to the COA seniors as she pursues other ventures. We'll be having Cinco de Mayo taco lunch on Monday, May 6th, so it's actually the 6 de Mayo. That really would be, but it's a nice follow-up since it actually takes place on the Sunday before. And we happen to be having Cinco on that day, so I'm really encouraging people to come for the lunch and stay for Cinco. New addition to our services, Attorney Robert Fennessy, our former town administrator, will be providing pro bono legal assistance by appointment at the COA to fully retired Carver seniors for wills, durable power of attorney, and healthcare proxy document preparation starting on Wednesday, May 8th, starting at 9 a.m. The appointments will be made starting at that time, and it will be scheduled monthly every second Wednesday. The Carver Cultural Council is sponsoring a Healing Gardens workshop with therapy gardens, and it will look into how you can cultivate your gardens to do special functions such as being a healing, maybe a tea garden, very specific type of gardening, and it's really open to all different types of people with experience and without. Should be very interesting, and that's on Monday, May 13th at 1 p.m. The GATRA bus trips for April, oops, I didn't change that, it should be for May. The GATRA May bus trips there will be 2 of them. Wareham Crossing on May 6th, so shopping for the day and out to lunch on your own. Greenbrier Nature Center, which is located in Sandwich, and that will be on Monday, May 20th. And the GATRA dispatcher is the one to call for making reservations. The Cultural Council is also sponsoring Songs and Stories of the American Folk Revival with Lewis and Shea, and that will be on Monday, May 20th at 12:30. And that'll be really fun. I think it will actually focus on the songs from the 60s, so we'll have some decorations, maybe come dressed as a hippie or whatever you want to do. It'll be kind of a fun theme, I think, and all the songs that we all pretty much know. There'll be a meet and greet set up with Heidi, our outreach worker and Shine Counselor. She's reserved the small meeting room in the Carver Public Library on Monday, May 20th, also at 1 o'clock. And that provides some outreach with what she does for services and how she can help. And it's an opportunity for people to just walk in without an appointment. It's convenient to the senior housing, but it's certainly open to anyone in the community to stop in and ask her about services that you might need or any assistance that you might be looking for. So hopefully she can help and meet with people. And she'll be on a regular schedule of providing meet and greets in the future. We'll have an allergies and essential oils program presented by Chris Ventura. She's a representative from doTERRA Essential Oils, and she'll discuss how the essential oils can reduce or eliminate allergy symptoms, and that's on Wednesday, May 22nd at 1 o'clock. The Spring Tea Luncheon, sponsored by the COA Board of Directors, Friday, May 31st. I'm saying 11:15 because lunch service is usually at 11:30, and this will be the lunch service for our day, so I want to make sure we have time to welcome people, get everyone settled before the service itself. And the reservations are required for this event because of the nature of the luncheon, and I'm requesting that they be made by the Wednesday before, which is May 29th. That give us a couple of days to be prepared for the amount of food needed. The upcoming events, we do have another bus tour on our schedule. This time it's with Best of Times, is another bus company, and this one is the Jimmy Buffett Tribute Show and a Lobster Bake in York, Maine. That will be on Monday, July 15th. We'll be going from 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. The cost for Friends members is $90. Otherwise, it is $135 for non-members. So it's really worthwhile to join the Friends. The deadline for this trip for reservations and payment would be Monday, May 20th. So we're looking for that as soon as possible. The upcoming event is Also on the schedule here, the annual summer barbecue, which a lot of people prepare for, is now slated for Monday, July 22nd at 11:30. That's the lunch for that day, and it does require an advanced ticket purchase, which is $5, and those will go on sale on Monday, July 1st. Some general updates. Our overflow parking at the COA has become restricted. If anyone's been there, they know this, due to the loss of the adjacent field, which is in preparation for the Carver Recreation's pickleball courts. So as a result, special parking permits have been made available to the COA to provide anyone who feels they might have to park into the beach parking area beyond our parking when they attend the COA. Particularly on Thursdays for bingo, that's when we pretty much have the most parking. I'm trying to encourage carpooling. We also have our GATRA bus service that will give you door-to-door service, which is really worthwhile. Your bingo winnings can pay for the trips. And additional efforts are being made to try to open up spots in our existing parking lot. I have asked the staff, since we occupy some of those spaces, to find ways to open up some of those spots. Right now, I am asking June and Michelle, who work in the nutrition center, to park up by the front entrance of the nutrition center. There is a driveway spot there. They can park and still leave it open for the bus to turn in, or if we have an emergency vehicle required, they can still get into that space. It is usually left open and reserved for that purpose only, but since they are able to park out of the way, I think that it opens up 2 spots in our parking. I've also asked if the dispatcher is able to leave a little early on Thursdays. Our bingo caller is able to park in her spot, and that way not take up a space for another senior that's coming for bingo. And the other, I've talked to Heidi, who does a lot of her home visits are done off-site, obviously, from the COA, and I was asking if she could schedule a lot of those during the bingo time period. That would provide her to be out of the COA parking, and that would open up another spot for her as well, particularly for the bingo seniors. That is our biggest parking issue day. And we have the parking, special parking permits available. They can be either signed out with myself or June can sign them out for anyone that thinks that they might need it for any time. But I think we've already communicated to a lot of I think we've provided about 15 or so of them already to the bingo players that are.
Do those, excuse me, do those stickers go on the car like a?
They go, yeah, similar to the resident stickers. These are considered non-resident stickers that go on the inside windshield on the driver's side.
Okay, so they can't be used just to go to the beaches?
No, and it is going to be, they are registered by their name, phone number, and license plate, so we'll have a record of those that are using it for this purpose.
Okay, good.
And I think, and I did have updates. I just want to do the general updates. I did mention about the parking, but I also wanted to mention the kitchen equipment that will be removed and replaced with new appliances over 2 days, consecutive days. And those are Tuesday, May 7th and Wednesday, May 8th. And as a result, there'll be no lunch service or nutrition center activities on those days. But we are going to be open. The wellness clinic and legal assistance appointments will still take place because those occur in the library room, which is up front and separate from the nutrition center. And the staff will be present and available both days for anyone that needs to come in and meet. Heidi will be able to have meetings, her private meetings as needed. Our GATRA is unaffected by this and will run as usual. But it is indicated on the calendar of our newsletter and hopefully clear that there are still some activities able to take place, but we will have that disruption just during that installation period. And then the balance of our interior painting, we did get our library room and the parlor space with new paint and trim, which looks really great. I got a lot of compliments on it. I think I picked a good color that people are happy with. Additional space will be addressed in the fall because now we're into the outdoor projects that the town maintenance is really taken care of, so they'll be picking it up again in the fall. I think that's it.
Any questions?
you.
For the director?
Good job.
All right, could we note in the minutes that Mary DeBrus had to
Yeah.
leave at 5:30?
Already done.
All right, moving on. Let's start off with the approval of the COA Board meeting minutes from January 25th. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve, but with discussion.
Do I hear a second?
I gotta find it.
He gave it to us.
I know, I
That's-
got 'em. Too many papers.
Is it on the second over there?
No, I had it before.
Right, because I think, yeah, it was
It's
the
there.
one that you had submitted.
What date was
That-
that? We
that's-
got like 3 of them here.
No, you only have two.
No, we have the 28th, then we have.
I don't
February, and
have
we
that.
All right, I got the 25th, and those are the ones I took. Okay,
Yes.
and,
Motion's been made to approve, but with discussion.
all right, here's a second.
All right.
All right, you had said you needed, because I took these minutes, I emailed them to you, and then you said you needed copies of the director's report,
The documents.
the documents, excuse me. And Connie said she had gotten those to you.
Yeah, no. There's no issue. All I want to mention is,
Matt, into the microphone, please. I know your
My
voice
voice
is
is
very
so
good, but I don't care.
no, there has been a problem with emails because quite a while ago, I took this, and thank you very much. They were very clear. And I needed the list of what was passed out that day to add to the minutes.
Okay.
That's why I needed those. And the January 25th minutes are completed in our regular format. Like this right here is just an email format.
Right.
So I'm happy to approve this as long as we amend it to say Elaine Raymond pro tempore, tempore?
Right, yeah.
Right,
Pro temp, yeah.
pro temp, just so we're official and nobody will
Question that, yeah.
I
question us.
usually do put that on there when I've retaken them
Yeah.
for you before.
Yeah,
All right.
but the bottom line is, if we want to approve it like in these email format, or if we want to defer it till we can see the finalized ones, it's up to you. I'm happy to approve these. It's up to you, guys. I wasn't there that night, and I appreciated Elaine
Well, no
taking the
problem.
minutes for me.
I think this is going back to January, I think.
Yeah,
We should just approve.
I agree.
Prove it
Yeah.
with the pro temp.
Yes, with the
the pro tem.
amendment of pro tem
Alright,
after Elaine
sounds
Raymond's the
good.
name.
Thank you again, Elaine.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, don't let it happen again. I mean, oh,
So who was the second on this? Elaine, right?
Elaine.
Yeah.
And then unanimous?
I don't know. I haven't asked for a vote yet.
I just feel it. Remember I was like taking deep breaths earlier?
All those, any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the January 25th meeting 2024 as amended, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. Now the meeting for March 28th, 2024.
I'll make a motion to, no, I did them. I don't like to make the motion.
Why do we have the February 28th ones?
I didn't get that one, so.
Did we already approve that?
Yes, that's already been approved.
All right, so the March 28th ones, Mary took these, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Can I have a
up-
motion, please?
I updated this one. Mary sent me her notes,
Yeah.
and so this is,
Can I have a motion, please, before we discuss them?
I make a motion that we
Approve
approve
the
these
minutes?
minutes.
I second.
Okay, discussion. We need to amend the meeting location because it was in training room 4, not training room 1. So, I will,
Yeah, that's
other
fine.
than that, they look fine, so I'll accept a motion
But may I discussion continue, please? When Mary sent the notes, I don't know if this was really happened or if she just may have missed, because she took what I had before on the
Oh,
document
is that how she
list.
did it?
So I don't know whether it was just a miss that she kept something that was from the previous meeting. Did you give out my senior 2023 statistics? Do you, I know we did it the previous month, but you did it again?
Because now I'm doing it monthly.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so that's correct, and that was it. That's all I wanted to double check. Good.
All right, so, have a motion to approve the minutes for March 28th with the amendment of changing training room, number 1 to training room 4. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. I don't know of any new business or unanticipated topics by me in advance, 48 hours in advance of the meeting. Board member comments. Elaine?
No, I know Mary had to leave, but I just want to make sure that she's going to have enough help from us. I know a lot of you were working, and it shouldn't all fall on Connie because it is a Board of Directors activity, so.
Oh, I'll be there.
Okay, I'll be
Although
there
I'm
too.
hoping I'm hoping the alternate beverage will be like Sam's root beer or something, ABC root beer or something.
Yes, actually, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you open?
I thought you-
I'm not a tea drinker.
I thought you were
I
just-
do have to work, as
Yeah,
I
I know,
mentioned
of
when we were
course.
picking the date.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Of course.
But the hope is maybe Don and Louise
I mean-
and.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Because
retired.
it is a lot of setup and
And
cleanup.
I did want to mention, because it is replacing lunch service, June and Michelle are available to be helping with the lunch,
okay.
because it is something that they would normally be doing with lunch service. And that's why I thought it was a beneficial thing to actually combine it, because they would have been serving lunch prior, only to have this be right after.
Plus, we can remind people that will need help at our
The night before.
May 30th meeting.
The night before, they're all booked, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, how many people do you usually have on a Friday roughly for lunch?
And it's probably one of our lighter days.
It is.
So will be a nice.
Well, that's
measure.
good, because, you probably want to
This
get.
is a nice measurement to see how effective this event on this day could be. So I think that would be very beneficial.
Anything
And,
else, Elaine?
Nope, that's all, thank you.
Ms. Marone, do you have any comments?
No, I do not have any comments tonight.
Be still.
Haven't I made it?
All right, and I don't have anything further to add, so our next meeting is going to be May 30th, 2024 at 5 PM. Hopefully in this room, but since they'll be gearing up for town meeting, who the heck knows, but we'll figure it out. With that-
When's Memorial Day?
27th.
27th, I think.
Oh, okay, so it will have already passed.
Yeah, it'll have passed by the time we meet. All right, with that in mind, I will accept the motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any discussion? Oh darn, no discussion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Area 58,
I
for
am
recording the
hungry,
meeting.
so
Greatly
bad.
appreciate it. Everybody have a great month, rest of
See?
April, going past. Remember to vote. Thank you.
I'm feeling the vibe.